Hi friends, I'm really glad to be back today. And I'm asking the question, are you being devalued in your life? Is your spouse, girlfriend, boyfriend, friends, boss, coworkers, are they devaluing you? Do you feel as though your goals and dreams have been put on the back burner? Do you sometimes feel like you've stagnated, right? And do you often feel that you have a lot of toxic relationships in your life? Well, today I'm offering you the answers on how the people in your life can begin to really realize and also see your value. Great to be back, friends. So we're talking today about being devalued, but more so, how the people in your life can realize and recognize your value. You know, when the people around us begin to realize how valuable we are, well, things tend to change. People tend to treat us differently, talk to us differently. There seems to be respect. All of a sudden, life seems to get, well, a little easier. And it seems that it's not so hard to articulate what we're trying to talk about or to explain what we mean. It seems like people tend to understand better and they tend to actually be more receptive. So let's talk about that now. How can the people in your life actually realize your true value? By the way, did you know that everything that others realize about you must begin within you? Okay, so let's start. The first thing that you need to do so that other people can realize your value is to show it, be it, and live it. Okay, this is my motto. You got to show it, then you got to be it, then you got to live it. Okay, you can't leave one out and leave the other out. You got to do this because this is the first way to people realizing your value. What does that mean? Well, when we live right by our body, our mind, our heart and soul, right, we show not only ourselves, but the universe that we care about ourselves, okay? The ways that we show ourselves that we care is that everything we do in moderation. Okay, moderation is key. Whether that's about work or going out or whatever you're eating or if you're having an alcoholic beverage, everything needs to be in moderation because that shows that you actually care and that you're actually watching what you intake, the amount of work that you do, and the lifestyle that you have. The second way that people in your life can realize your value is growth over stagnation. In order to recognize our true value and directly influence those around us, we must grow instead of stagnate, right? The first way that we can grow instead of stagnate is actually pushing forward to our dreams and goals. Self-actualizing, actually caring about living up to the things that really matter to us. One caveat from that is to actually believe in the process and to believe in ourselves enough that we actually try to attain the goals and dreams that we've had. Another way to grow instead of being stagnated is to surround yourself with people who add to your quality of life instead of those who detract from your life. I've been in many relationships in my past that were very detracting. They took away from what I was offering in life. It seems as though those relationships became barriers to me achieving my goals and desires. And it's not just that it was a one-way street. I was agreeing to be in that relationship as well because I hadn't really seen my true value at that time. And so instead, I neglected myself and spent time with people who, quite honestly, didn't see my value, and they didn't see theirs as well. Another way to choose growth over stagnation is to stop the cycle of falling into the toxic patterns and the toxic activities that take us away from what is important in our life. Those toxic patterns, those cycles, choosing to spend time with toxic people is a pattern. Getting into toxic love relationships is a pattern. Getting involved with toxic activities like heavy drug use and alcohol addiction is a toxic activity that takes us off from where we need to be. We can't be surrounded by toxic people in our lives and have all this drama going on and actually succeed with our hopes and dreams. It doesn't happen. That drama takes over, and we have very little mind share left to devote to the things that really matter. And so when we choose growth over stagnation, we choose what makes us better. We choose the stuff that makes us rise to the occasion, not the stuff that holds us down and keeps us down. The third way to get the people in your life to realize your true value is to become self-aware. To be self-aware. Being self-aware of our strengths and our weakness is golden. We all have strengths, we all have weaknesses, okay? That's normal. That's just the way we are. Nobody's perfect. We're not striving for perfection. And that's a definite caveat here, because I think oftentimes in society, we feel as though we need to be perfect. That's just not true. But when we know our strengths and we know our weaknesses, guess what? We can capitalize on those strengths and we can work to alleviate those weaknesses. We can do what we can to better ourselves on a daily basis. You know, when we're self-aware and we're working on ourselves and we're working on bettering ourselves and being honest and being real and being authentic, and that means being honest and real and authentic even behind closed doors. We're not talking about being that person that's in the limelight that everybody sees and being that persona and then going home and being somebody totally different. That's not what I'm talking about here. So what I'm meaning here is that you're walking the walk and you're talking the talk. And that's about being self-aware. Because I know that I have weaknesses, okay? And I know that I have strengths. And what I do is I work every day to try to work on those weaknesses. I try to literally pick them apart and figure out, what can I do to change this, or what can I do to better that? And I make sure to be the same person in public as I am at home behind closed doors. Because when you walk the walk and you talk the talk, people see it. People see it, because you can't fool everybody all the time, but also they're going to feel it if you're not being honest about certain things. And when you are the same all the time, people begin to respect you a whole heck of a lot more than they ever have before. So we're walking the walk and we're talking the talk. But also, when we're being self-aware, we got to live by a certain motto. It's not about being better than others. It's about being better than we were yesterday. So when we're actually getting real with ourselves, we realize it's not about everybody else, okay? It's about being better than you were yesterday, conquering those weaknesses, challenging yourself, doing those things, really researching, getting more spiritually inclined, being more dedicated to a positive, healthy life, all directly relate to being better than you were yesterday. It's not a competition. And when you really seriously work on yourself from the inside out, people see it. They can feel it. It radiates. It's really powerful. And the more you do this and the more self-actualized you are and the more real you are with yourself, the more that people can feel an energy from you that's so different but so lovingly amazing. And with that being said, I want to tell you a little bit about the fine print, okay? When you're doing these things, your life's going to change. Now, some of you might say, okay, great, Ashley, I'm really stoked about this. I can't wait for some changes in my life. And you're going to get it. If you do all these things, your life is going to change. And you got to employ these steps every single day of your life. But I'm going to tell you something. Some people are going to gravitate to you because of your outside demeanor, because you seem very powerful and you're very peaceful. And people are going to be very interested in that. They're going to want to get next to you, to talk to you, to be around you. Other people, on the other hand, who are in your life right now, may choose to walk out of your life. They may choose to run out of your life, okay? And as they walk or run out of your life, you can't hold on to them. Because I know that we have a tendency of when somebody's leaving us, we want to hold them. We want to ask them, come back, please come back. Especially the long friendships we've had back in middle school or high school or college. We want to keep them around. But remember, when you're making these powerful changes in your life, when someone chooses to walk out of your life, let them leave. Okay? The reason why they're walking out is because they can't walk on you anymore. They can't take away from you anymore. They can't put you down anymore. They can't take you off task anymore to get you to party with them or to do drugs or alcohol or to be around toxic relationships, and they can't hold you down. Think about it. Apparently, all of a sudden, you are no longer a use for them because they can't what? Because they can't use you. These are very powerful things that you can employ into your life right now. And when you begin to realize this inherent power and value that you have, you begin to act upon it and you stop giving your power away. And so when people do walk in because they want to be around you, because they feel the power, be cognitive of how you met them. Don't let just everybody into your life, okay? You don't need to people please for everyone. You can be selective on the close friends that you have around you. You should be selective because you're going places. You are working on your dreams and goals and desires. You are being honest with yourself and being you at all times. And you deserve to hang out with people who are doing the same. You don't have time for people playing games. You don't have time for the drama. And you don't have time for people that are trying to derail you from where you actually need to be. These steps and employing this information on a daily basis is highly powerful. It will change your life forever. And it will allow other people around you to completely realize that you are a highly valued individual who highly values themselves. I'm interested in what you're doing. In the comments section below, let me know of something that you've employed in your day-to-day life to show yourself that you love yourself and that you realize your true value. Whether it's a specific diet that you've created for yourself to feel really good, or an exercise routine, or maybe how you have stopped hanging out with toxic people in your life. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel and please share it with other people. That's the only way that people find out about it, and they can help and empower their life and be able to resonate and show others their value by knowing their internal value. Everything that others realize about us begins with us. Don't forget to always live your true life.